Hello and welcome again to another episode of the Long Gone Loser Rock Show. Today we are going to talk about one of my all-time favourite bands, Red Kross. And that is because they have just released the 35th anniversary version of the album Neurotica. Neurotica is a great record. It's a psychedelic rock record, power pop record, punk record, whatever you want to call it. It's all in there together. And that's one of the great things about Red Kross, is that they can cross genres and always remain Red Kross. It's incredible. They've always been a band that have just never been scared to just do what they do best, which is just write great songs. No matter what it sounds like, if it's going to be a punk song, whether it's going to be a pop song, whether it's going to be, garage rock and roll, whatever, these guys just deliver 10 out of 10 songs every time. This double LP of Neurotica is filled with demos, bonus tracks, whatever, but we will get to this record and we will open it up because this one's still sealed. We will open it up and take a look at it in just a minute. What I want to do right now is tell you a little bit of a story about how I discovered Red Kross, because it's kind of funny. It is actually kind of funny. It's a good story. So when I discovered Red Kross in 1993, it was through the Switchblade Sister single. Now, when I discovered them, I fell hard into Red Kross. Like, to me, they were just everything. And immediately, I was like looking for every single Red Kross record I could find. I'm still far off from getting all the singles. There's so many singles and they're not easy to get. But I do have a bunch and we'll get to those as well. But when I fell into the world of Red Kross, like I said, I fell hard. I was buying everything I could buy. They were on the cover of a magazine, I'd buy it. If they had a song on a comp or a soundtrack, I'd buy it. Some of these records have gone missing over the years and I don't know where they are, which is unfortunate. So I'm gonna have to rebuy them. But I do have a bunch of cool stuff to show you. And so we're going to go through that now. But this is a funny story. Somewhere along the way, we found out that Red Kross was starring in movies. Now, you got to remember that this is a time when there was no internet. So for us to find out about music was through fanzines or magazines. And we were reading this fanzine and they were talking about Red Kross being in movies. So we started to do a bit of snooping around and we found out that they were in a movie called The Spirit of 76.
America, 2176.
History is over.
Not if we can save it.
We want you to pilot that mission.
Back in time.
How far back are we talking about?
1776.
We must find the Constitution.
Prepare yourself for a journey back to the strangest, most alien place ever experienced.
Looks like we made it.
Oh, no.
1976.
What sign are you? Because my mood ring just totally changed colors.
What happens now?
Now, we boogie.
Starring disco dancing,
I suggest we get you guys some new threads immediately.
leisure suits,
Barf City.
sensitivity training,
Excuse me, what are you doing?
I'm exercising my freedom of choice and leaving.
No.
Look what your mother and I just bought.
fabulous cars,
Is that the kind of car I think that is?
Everybody was
kung fu fighting, beanbag chairs, streaking,
Good day, officers.
and much, much more.
I've heard this before.
Sure you have. It's the hustle.
The Spirit of 76.
Are we gonna be testing on this or something?
Don't pretend you can't remember.
Take it easy.
It stars David Cassidy, Leif Garrett, Olivia Diabo from the Wonder Years. You've got the Red Kross brothers. You've got Devo. It is awesome. Now, this movie, we went to lengths that you would not believe, but this is what we did as music-obsessed kids. Me and a friend at the time, we decided that we were going to hunt down this Spirit of 76 movie. We found out what the company was that distributed that into Australia. Then we rang them up and we said, hey, we are after a movie called The Spirit of 76. Which video stores have you sold that to? There were only 3 video stores in Adelaide that had it. One of them was miles away, another one was another fair way away, and one copy was about 10 or 15 minutes from where we lived. So we hopped in the car and we drove there. We walked into the video store, it's called Atlantic Video, and it was in Elizabeth, and we said, we are after a movie called The Spirit of 76. And the guy goes, yep, we've got it in. No one's hired that in a long time. And he went to the comedy section, he pulled it out and he gave it to us. And we looked at the cover and we were blown away. We couldn't believe we were holding this movie in our hands. So I became a member of that video store and we rented that movie out. It was a weekly film. We rented it out. We watched it every single night. Now, Red Cross did me a huge favor because the soundtrack to this is a really good soundtrack, and it turned me onto bands that I'd never listened to before. I had no idea who Grand Funk Railroad were before watching The Spirit of 76.
Who are they?
Mel Scatcher, Don Brewer, and Mark Farner.
Grand Funk Railroad?
They are like the American band.
The American band?
Shit, yeah.
Turns out that I listened to it and I loved it because...
Come into your town and help you party down.
So I went to my local record store and I said to the guy, I said, hey man, I'm really after a soundtrack for a movie called The Spirit of 76. Can you get that for me? And the people at Big Star Records did. And they ordered it for me. And I love it. I love this soundtrack. It is so funny. It has got like classic tunes on here. So you've got Kung Fu Fighting by Carl Douglas. You got We're an American Band by Grand Funk Railroad. You know, you've got the Dickies doing the title track. You've got Boogie Fever, Disco Inferno, Saturday Night by the Bay City Rollers, and of course the song 1976 by Red Cross. The CD doesn't have much. You've got the disc and there's only a single page. It's not a booklet or anything like that, which is a bit of a letdown, but still, at least I have it. I wish it would get a vinyl release because even though I can get all these songs anyway, but just it would be so cool to have this on vinyl. Because, yeah, it's just awesome. From there on, we found out that Red Cross were coming to Australia. Now, Red Cross were coming to Australia supporting the Hoodoo Gurus because they were label mates. The Hoodoo Gurus had their albums on Big Time Records and Red Cross had their albums out on Big Time Records. Although at this time when they were touring for the Phase Shifter tour. So they were playing at the Thebarton Theatre in Adelaide with the Hoodoo Gurus. Now, the Hoodoo Gurus are pretty big at this time because they'd released the album Crank, which had the Red Cross brothers featured on one of the songs there. And, you know, it's just such a great rock and roll record. It's produced by Ed Stasium. It's an awesome record and you should listen to it if you haven't already. But anyway, me and my friend went and we couldn't get tickets. We couldn't afford tickets. We couldn't get tickets. So we sat outside and we listened to it. Like on the side door, not at the front because on the street you couldn't hear anything, but on the side door we sat there and we listened to Red Cross's music. Now, I remember a roadie came by towards the end of the Hoodoo Guru set and said, hey, do you guys want to go and see the show? Just come with me, I'll take you in. He took us in and we got to see like the last one or two songs of Hoodoo Gurus. But we waited around and we had a bag of records to get signed by Red Cross. So technically I heard them on that set. I didn't get to see them though. But Wednesday, the 13th of April, 1994, I got to see Red Cross and the Hoodoo Gurus in Melbourne at Festival Hall. I still have the ticket stub. Doesn't say Red Cross on the ticket stub, but be sure they were there. That day in Melbourne was awesome. Red Cross did an in-store appearance at the Virgin Megastore. They had one on Burke Street and they performed an acoustic set there, which was awesome, and then did a signing. And here's some photos from that awesome set. It was great. That's where they played Switchblade Sister and it was awesome. And they just did a bunch of stuff. And then they did a cool signing when they just signed all my records. When I lined up to get records signed, I actually took along this, which was Dinner with Red Cross, which is like a promo record which has an interview, and then it also has like an alternative mix of the song Play My Song, which I don't know, I can't really hear much of a remix, but it was produced by Tommy Ramone, which is why I had to have it anyway, regardless of if it was Red Cross or not. But this is a pretty funny interview to listen to, and if you can find it online, I highly recommend listening to it because it's hilarious, because it just goes to show that Steve and Jeff are really, really funny storytellers. Whether or not any of it's true, it doesn't matter. The stories are so much fun to listen to. The Phase Shifter lineup all signed this, since that was the tour that they were on, and I was stoked to have it because, you know, it's cool. It's a cool thing to have, you know. I also got them to sign this bootleg called There's a Mrs. Kravitz in the Pit, which is a good reason to bring this up because it does say Neurotica demos down the bottom there. Now, I'm not sure if these demos are exactly the same as the ones that appear on the double LP, because I haven't listened to that yet. But, you know, I'm sure maybe they are. But this comes on like purple vinyl. There's nothing on the labels at all. There's no inserts, no nothing. It's just plain. But I remember I got this from Go Records when it was a 2-story thing. It was like $10 or something. But I needed to have it. And so, yeah, they all signed it. The Phase Shifter lineup signed it. So that night, Red Cross played at Festival Hall. And it was awesome. I remember Jerry started off playing on the keyboards and did this big intro. And then the band came out and just like kicked off. And I'm pretty sure the first song they played was Huge Wonder. And it sounded amazing. It was so loud and great and rock. And they were the best band ever. And then Hoodoo Gurus played after him. They were awesome too. But I just remember being all about Red Cross at that moment. And going home and being so blown away by the fact that I finally got to see Red Cross live. I've seen Red Cross a bunch of times since then. And they've always been great. Always been great. Whatever incarnation of Red Cross I've seen, they've always been incredible. The last time I saw them was when they came here with the Melvins. And they had Dale Crover on the drums. And they were just fantastic. It was so good. Still absolutely killing it. The songs are just rad. You know, like that's the thing about Red Cross, is that they don't write any dud tracks. They just write great songs all the time. But anyway, that's how I discovered Red Cross. And we're going to go have a look at my Red Cross collection now, as well as unboxing, or I guess unsealing, because it is sealed, unsealing this Neurotica double LP 35th anniversary reissue. Okay, so here I am on the floor with my Red Cross collection. First of all, are the records that I got them to sign when I saw them at the Theban Theatre, which was an original pressing of Third Eye. I love this record. It cost me $10. I found it at Thrash Grinder Grunge, and I couldn't believe it was just sitting there and it was $10. This album rules. I think my favorite song on it is probably maybe Shona Knife. Might be my favorite song on it, or Zero, Call Out Your Name, because that kind of sounds like Kiss. But yeah, Shona Knife, great song. And you know what I thought was cool was that not only do they have a song called Shona Knife, but Shona Knife have a song called Red Cross. This album is awesome. You can see they've got songs in there, like, check it out, they've also got a song called Faith Healer. But you can see they've got a song called White Flag, there's one called Blue Oyster Cult, they've even got their own song called Shona Knife, and of course there is a song called Red Cross. Shona Knife, awesome band. I've never enjoyed a choco bar with them. Maybe I should someday. So this is the first version of Neurotica. I got this for $10 from Vic at Big Star Records. I went in there one day and said, hey man, can you order me the album Neurotica by Red Cross? And he tried and he said, look, it's not available, it's out of print, but I've got a copy at home, you can have it for $10. I was like, really? No worries. A week later or two later, I went into there and he goes, I went to the store and he said, hey man, do you want that Red Cross record? And he pulled it out and put it on the desk, goes, $10 mate, it's yours. So I grabbed it. There you go. Big Time Records. Awesome. And yeah, I was blown away. It's got a sleeve, which you can see there, it's got all the lyrics. So there you go. That's the original pressing of Neurotica that I have. I also got them to sign the Christmas single, Super Sunny Christmas, which is awesome. This came out on an Australian label called Insipid Vinyl. And you can see their label there. Beautiful green vinyl. And the B-side is Huge Wonder. Just then I found this sticker inside the record. This was also on their tour t-shirts that they were selling at Festival Hall. I bought one. It's here. I also have a second copy of it because I play the other one so much that I was scared that I was going to scratch it, and I found this for $3. So I bought another copy because it's such a good song. Being that I was a die-hard Red Cross fan, I ended up joining the Red Cross fan club. And I think I have talked about this in the Kiss video that I did. If you want to know about the Red Cross Army t-shirt and all that, you can just jump back and watch the Kiss video. But I joined the fan club and I found the stuff that I got in the mail from them. I got a Red Cross Army badge and I got this one of the members of the band. I have the Switchblade Sister CD single. Now this has What's Wrong With Me on the B-side, which I think is probably one of the best Red Cross songs ever. Love it. And it also has a live version from Live at the Wireless, I believe it is, of I Don't Know How to Be Your Friend. Jimmy's Fantasy came out in Australia with this like deluxe packaging thing. And what it included in it, believe it or not, was actually this badge. or button, whatever you call them in America. But it's pretty cool. I like it. Nice and retro looking. It was like in the packaging like this when you bought it. The Australian version of Phase Shifter came with Any Hour Every Day as a bonus track. That's a great song too. In '92 when they came to Australia, they did a tour called Trance, and this is the tour EP from that. So this is awesome because it's got the Team Bass from Monsanto EP, plus, you know, Trance, Birds and Fleas, and Huge Wonder. I like the artwork. Very cool. Every time I'd see their CD singles, they were usually on import, some of them. So I waited till they ended up in bargain bins, and I found the Visionary EP like that, which is cool because there's a version of Oh My Lover, and it's got all distortion on the guitars and stuff. Like it's like feedback in that. It's really good. I like this version better than the one that they released on the Lady in the Front Row Australian Tour EP, which is here. So this is cool. It's a good EP. I really like their version of I'll Meet You Halfway, which is on this. There's the back. It also came with this poster. You know, I tore the poster out because I planned on putting it on the wall or something, and I never did. But there's the poster. How awesome is that? A tour poster for Red Kross. And as you can see in the first show was at the Thebarton Theatre in Adelaide. Red Kross totally nailed this. I remember when the video was on TV and my mum walked in and she goes, I know this song. And she heard it and she said, wow, they've done a really good version of it. So there you go, Red Kross. My mum approves. I wish I had this on 7-inch. I got this EP, Get Out of Myself. This came with a sticker as well, I believe. Yeah, it's got like a Red Kross sticker there, and then you've got the CD that side. 2,500 Red Kross fans, can't be wrong. I got this on Spiral Ejective mail order because it was released on Sympathy, and that's one of the labels that they always distributed. And I got it signed when I met them at the Thebarton Theatre. This is a really good EP. For those who can't find the Switchblade Sister single, you can get it on here. You can also get Any Hour Every Day, Birds and Fleas, Huge Wonder, Trance. So you get all those tracks, but you get them on vinyl, and it's awesome. Lady in the Front Row. It has a version of Standing in Front of Poser redone, and it's pretty cool to hear, except I wish they'd pushed the vocals up a bit louder because they're a little bit down in the mix on that. But yeah, and then it's got Fancy and Oh My Lover on the B-side there. Visionary 10-inch has that on the B-side. It won't be long. Awesome version. I got this a few years back. It's a live album, Oh Canada, Red Kross. And so you can see the track listing there. Pretty cool because it's Red Kross, and Red Kross are fantastic. Even live, they're just as amazing. I got a reissue of the Team Bates from Monsanto EP when they reissued it because I don't have an original, and I wish I did, but I don't. But yeah, they reissued it. Pretty cool. Rad. I like this record. Listen to it a lot. Born Innocent. Look at that. It's one of those promo ones that have been cut. The corner's been cut off. But yeah, released on Frontier Records. Born Innocent. Great record. Really, really cool album. And yeah, it just gives you an idea of where they started, and it's awesome. This is the debut EP. My friend Jenny gave me this. She found it in Waterfront Records, I think, in Sydney, and she said, hey, do you want a copy of that, the first Red Kross EP? They've pressed it on a 12-inch vinyl. They got copies of it at Waterfront. I said, yes, I do. Now, this EP is awesome. It goes for like 8 minutes or something. It's a very short EP, but it's an awesome EP. It's got 6 tracks on it, and it's got a star-studded lineup. Greg Hetson, Ron Reeves from Black Flag, you might remember him. He was the singer of Black Flag in the Decline of Western Civilization footage where, you know, they were singing Depression, it's kind of going crazy and wild. That's Ron Reeves. Well, he ended up drumming on this EP. And then you got the Red Kross brothers, Jeff and Steve, and Greg Hetson, who ended up in the Circle Jerks and Bad Religion, and yeah, awesome. I found this one for like 99p in England in the year 2002. Or was it 2000? I can't remember. It was either 2000 or 2002. I was in England and I found this for 99p, and I couldn't just leave it there. It was in a bargain bin in a shop, and I said, yes, gimme, gimme, gimme. So I did not have it on vinyl. I did have it on CD, but not on vinyl. And so I got rid of the CD in the end. So, but yeah, Showwell, there you go. This has been reissued by Third Man Records, so if you do want it, you can find it. I picked this up when I was in America a few years back. This was released by Radiation Records or Puke and Vomit Records, whatever. And it's a live recording. So you've got live tracks and comp tracks, which is pretty rad. This album, Researching the Blues, I think is awesome. The single that came off it, Stay Away from Downtown, is awesome. Such a catchy tune. And it's good to see that it doesn't matter how many years on, they still bash out the best power pop, rock and roll, garage rock stuff that's going today. And it's awesome, man. Never grows old. This was the latest thing I got, and I only bought this because there's like extra tracks on it. I mean, I've got this EP, as you've already seen. It's the debut EP with extra tracks. You can see the track listing there. This is the 40th anniversary edition of that debut EP. This is their latest studio album, which is Beyond the Door, and this is fantastic as well. So you can get this still readily available anywhere. In fact, you can buy it from sonicshakes.com, my web store. Go for it. Pick yourself up a copy of this. You can get Show World there. You can get, what else have I got? One of these. Hot Issue. You can buy a Hot Issue there, man. Head over to sonicshakes.com and grab yourself a copy. Speaking of Hot Issue, here it is. I'm kind of disappointed though, because there is one song that I've always wanted to find on, in some form that, sounds better than the original version that it does. And that is a song called Smith Family Number 1. Smith Family Number 1, only released as a flexi disc. I found this flexi disc after many, many years of looking, searching everywhere to find this song. I was given a tape with this song on it, and I couldn't find it anywhere. And I was just like, where the fuck is that song? Like, what is it on? I couldn't find it anywhere. And then finally, when the internet rolled around and, I could search for things, I found out that it came on a flexi disc only. Now, this song is one of the best songs that Red Kross have ever written. This is a great song. And I hope that one day if they come back to Australia or wherever I get to see them, I hope that they play this song live one day. Surely they've got to play it live one day because it's such a good song. The funny story about finding this is that I was out shopping with my mate, Ken, who plays in that band, The Bronx, and we were record shopping. Now, he's a big Red Kross fan as well, and he took me to a place called Rockaway Records in LA, and we were flicking through the 7-inches looking for rare stuff or, the punk singles and whatever, and he didn't even notice this, and he flicked past it, and it's one that he doesn't have. And then I saw it, and I pulled it out, and I said to the guy, do you have a turntable handy? Can I listen to this? And the guy goes, yeah, sure. He pulls out this portable turntable, puts it on. I listen to it. It's the electric version that I'm after. There is an acoustic version floating around of a song called Smith Family Number 1 or whatever. But I was hoping it wasn't going to be that one, but nope, it turned out to be the rockin' one, and I finally bought it. It was $10. And $10 well spent. Been wanting this forever. It was one of those holy grail things that I wanted to find. Burnout cover band 7-inch. Awesome. Get Out of Myself 7-inch. SoCal V8 on the flip side. How's this? Born Innocent demo tapes. So rad. Red Kross, White Trash. Mess Around single. What You Doing to That Girl on the flip side. Secret Life. I love this single purely for the B-side, which is a cover of ABBA's Dancing Queen. And these guys do possibly the best ABBA cover you will ever hear. Recordings from 1979 to 1982. This is awesome. I found this in America somewhere. I can't remember where. But there you go. There's a track listing. It was like $5 or something, $6. And I couldn't leave it there. It's Red Kross. This is a split that they did with the side eyes. And you will know the side eyes because it features Astrid McDonald. Yes, the daughter. There she is, screaming into a microphone. This is a really good split 7-inch. If you haven't heard the Side Eyes album, I highly recommend you check it out. It's really, really good. I did find this at Dave's Records in Chicago. This is a Sympathy for the Record Industry reissue of Neurotica, and I bought this because it had extra tracks that weren't on my original pressing, so I had to get this again. And now they've gone and done the new deluxe reissue. But this one's on red vinyl. Kind of matches. I like it. I did find this magazine once, and the reason I bought it is because obviously Red Kross are on the cover, but they also do a cover of Fleetwood Mac. There's the interview, as you can see there. It's only a few pages, but it's still cool to have, and it's, filled with amusing Red Kross anecdotes. But yeah, the record came with that book, so there you go. I think this cost me like $5 from Thrash Grind and Grunge. Back in the days when you could find rare shit, and records weren't popular, so you could buy them. All this stuff was just readily available, lying around, and wasn't in high demand. So, very cool. I have Jeff McDonald's solo album, which is really good. This is awesome. The Tater Tots record. They're the weirdest version of Tomorrow Never Knows on here. It's really cool. There's the lineup, so you can see who's in the band there. Alien Sleeve Stacks from Brazil. This one I found at 11th Street Records in Las Vegas. I was over there for punk rock bowling, and I remember just talking about this record like a day earlier, and then my friend says, that record you were telling me about, it's on the fucking wall, dude. And so I ran down there and I bought Anarchy 6, which is Steve McDonald doing like skate punk hardcore. There he is. So good. This album rules. Called Hardcore Lives, and there's a song called Slam, Spit, Cut Your Hair, Kill Your Mum. Found this in Amoeba for $6 and $6.99, sorry, plus tax. And I bought it because there is a Red Cross song in there called Starlust. And there you go. What a great track listing, hey? So good. This box isn't fully complete. It's missing a couple of the things, but it does have like the ashtray and stuff. But yeah, you've got the records there. So not bad for $6.99 plus tax. Got some comps that they're on. Rodney on the Rock, obviously. They do Burnout. And on this one, they do Citadel. And on this one has Any Hour Every Day. Seriously, there are hundreds of compilation albums that feature Red Cross, so trying to get them all is just impossible. Do you remember the movies that they made? Love Doll Superstar and Desperate Teenage Love Dolls? Both the soundtracks. These movies are hilarious. And if you haven't seen them, I think they're both on YouTube now, so you can watch them. They are absolutely hilarious and well worth your time. I love these records. So much so I even have Desperate Teenage Love Dolls on DVD. I've never found Love Doll Superstar on DVD. I wish they would do a Blu-ray and just have both the movies plus any extra stuff on the one thing. But yeah, very cool to have. So now, the 35th anniversary of Red Cross's Neurotica. Let's take a look. So you've got this beautiful looking cover. Look at this gatefold. So good. Inner sleeves. There you go there. Look at these photos. Nice. Look at this beautiful color. That is awesome. And gold too. So good. But beautiful looking vinyl. And there you go. The other picture sleeve. And you also get a download card. Rad.
God, I wish I had your parents, man.
Hey guys, I just want to let you know that I have now listened to the 2LP edition, and I can say that it sounds absolutely phenomenal. The remastering on this is incredible. Like, it brings out all these little sparkles and this brightness that, you know, I felt was missing now that I've heard it. When I listen to the big time pressing, which is this one here, you know, you're just so used to it, you just feel that that's how it sounds. But with the remastering, there's this little bits and pieces there that you suddenly hear, especially if you're wearing headphones. Like, I listen to music in headphones a lot, and I was just hearing things that I've never heard before. So yeah, this is the one you want to get. If you've already got it, well, you know, whether you've got Big Time or whether you've got Sympathy for the Record Industry, now you can have Merge. And why not collect all three? And just in case you hadn't noticed, the Sympathy for the Record Industry is a different front cover pose than the one that is on Merge and on Big Time. If you have a look, like, that's a Sympathy, the red vinyl version. So yeah, this is the reissue, that's the Big Time, and you can see the difference in the photo on the front cover. So if you're a Red Cross completist, you can understand why I needed everything, which I am. I try to find everything that they ever do. But yeah, so highly recommended. It looks beautiful, it sounds great, and you need it in your collection. If you want to get yourself a copy of this, just remember you can go to sonicshakes.com if you're in Australia, and you can buy yourself a copy, and if you're in Melbourne, just come and pick it up, seriously. So you can save on postage. Now before I go, I just want to let you know that Some Kind Soul has uploaded one of the greatest live performances of Red Cross ever. I've had this on VHS tape forever, and finally someone has uploaded it to YouTube. And it is incredible to see the whole thing, including the intro, which I didn't have, which is, you know, mine just starts from Juice and goes forward. But there is a song on there. It's like the third song on the concert, And to this day, they've never recorded it in the studio that I know of. And if they have, it's never been released. But I remember them posting it on their Facebook page and actually talking about that song. And they said what the name of it was. I, for the life of me, can't find that Facebook post because we're not on Facebook anymore. But if you know it, then you know the song I'm talking about. It's at 9 minutes and 12 seconds of the video, which I'll link here. And yeah, do yourself a favor and watch it because it's awesome. Thank you once again for watching. Look after yourselves, take care of each other, and I will see you again for another episode of the Long Gone Loser Rock Show. See you later, guys.